In this video I'm going to test a few of the Canon lenses on the Fuji X-T3 using the Viltrox EF-FX2 mount. So that mounts the Canon lenses onto the Fuji body in the X mount system, and this is the adapter. So right now I'm shooting on a 10-24, a native Fuji lens, and then for the rest of this video will be shot using this adapter, and I will tell you between each shot what lens is being used, what Canon lens, and then I'm going to show video and I'm going to show photo. So I'm going to really try and test out this. Alright, so the first lens we're going to try out is the Canon 50mm. It's a 1.4, and then when you put it through the adapter, it actually puts it down to a 1.2 because of the way the adapter does stuff. So ready? Let's test it out. The next lens we're going to try out is the 24-70, the Canon 24-70. It's a 2.8 all the way through. Now that drops the stop when you put it through the adapter as well, so that makes it be a 2, I guess. Anyway. And the final lens we're trying out, because that's all I've got with me, is the 70-200 f4, not image stabilized, just your regular f4 lens. So that drops it down another stop to 2.8. Let's open up the Lightroom and run through a few images. So this one here is shot on the 50mm and it is at 1.2. Now it has a fair bit of detail in it. The eye is sharp, the beak is sharp. You can go down and see the damage on the beak. Pull back, see how far away that beak is, so that's fairly zoomed in there. This is also shot on the 50mm at f2. Now this one is a little bit soft, it's a little bit, I find the adapter has that look to it, so it's just a little bit like like it wants to be sharp, but it's not quite sharp. Bit of vignetting in the corner, but the 50mm generally does that. 70mm, so this is the 24-70 at 70mm, and that is at f2 because of the adapter, because the adapter drops a stop for you. So the bird's in pretty good focus. You can see the detail in the bird's beak. I mean, the 24-70 is not a portrait lens anyway, and there is a bit of vignetting in the corners, nothing too serious. That is also a 24-70 at 70. This is the 70-200 at 200mm, and now this is at f2.8 because it's an f4 lens that drops one stop. Now if you see here, there is a weird bit of circular distortion in the corner of the image. Nothing too bad up the top. There is some vignetting, which is expected. You're used to that on a full frame, even though this is not a full frame. Now this is a fairly sharp image. You can see there's detail in the beak, in the bottom of the beak, detail in the eye, detail in the feathers. So it really comes down to whether this sort of corner blurring is something that you can or cannot deal with. This next image is also the same. This is shot at 200mm on the 70-200. If we look here, again, a fairly sharp image. So you can see the bird's eye, its beak, all the way down to the tip there. You can see the details in the feathers. And then this one is also shot on the 70-200 at 200. Now I like the 70-200 for portraits. It's a great lens, so if I was going to shoot a real person, then this would be the lens I'd use. And there is detail there. There's detail in the eye, detail in the feathers, detail in the beak. It does have a bit of vignetting around the edge, nothing too serious. And then this is another one on the 70-200. Yep, now this image is sharp. You can see the detail in the beak. You can come down here and see the bird's damage on the beak, and a bit of water dripping off the end. Feathers are in focus up here or not. Now this is where it gets interesting. So I went and shot a brick wall to see for distortion in the adapter. As you can see here along the top, as you see here along the top, there is a bit of distortion in the top. There's this line here is meant to be straight, and as you can see it curves, and down here you can see that it curves the other way. So it has like a circular distortion through the middle because I guess the adapter is distorting the image down to fit on the APS-C size sensor. Now this is just one stop up at f4, and then this is at f8 on the 50mm. This is 24mm on the 24-70, and this is at f2 because it's an f2.8 lens. Now you'll see here in the top of the image, there's a lot of distortion at the top and a lot of distortion at the bottom. Now this is a fairly wide lens, but I don't think it's meant to have this much distortion. It almost looks like a circle, you know, you can look in there and there's a circle. I just think if this is something that's important to you, that I just couldn't handle this sort of image. And then this is shot at f4, and then this is shot at f8, and then this is shot at f13, and this is the 24-70 at 70. Now there's less distortion in this one because I think you zoomed through the adapter. And then this is the 24-70 at 70 at f4 and f8. And this is the 70-200 at 70. And you can see there at 70, because that's actually using the entire adapter, that there is distortion in the top of the image here. So once you zoom through, you lose that distortion. Anyway, that's at 2.8. That is at f4. That's at f8, and this here is 70 to 200 at the 200. And then there's no distortion there because I think you've zoomed through the adapter and you're only using the center of the adapter. And then this is, this was 2.8, 2.8, this one is f4, and this one is f8. Now just if we roll down here for a bit of comparison, this is an image shot on the X-T3 with the 50mm f2, the weather sealed. If we look here, there is detail in the face, in the eyes. And go down to the corners, and there is no weird curve blur. If we come over to the other side, there's no weird blur in that corner either. It's just a clean image with no distortion. And then one other one we'll look at. This one here is also the shot on the X-T3 with the 50mm f2, the weather resistant, weather sealed, weather resistant. Now if you look in the edges, there is no vignetting because it's an APS-C size sensor, so you don't generally get that. You come down here to the corners, there's no weird circular blurring. There's just nice focus. Now if you come up here, zoom in, there's detail in the face and in the eyes. And yeah, it's just a nice clean image. In conclusion, I think that if you needed to get good images out of the Viltrox adapter, you would be able to do that. But in a professional sense, I think that native glass is always going to be better. Thank you.